The 97th annual meet of the Association of Indian Universities kicked off today at the University of Science and Technology, Meghalaya campus in 𝗡𝗢𝗙. The three-day-long mega event was today inaugurated by former President Ramnath Kovind. The former president was given a warm welcome today as students from various Northeastern states gave cultural performances in their traditional attire. Over 600 Vice Chancellors from across the country attending it. The main theme for the conference is Transformative Higher Education for 𝗡𝗢𝗡 Bharat. The course of 3 days, the conference will focusing on transformative education and focus on equipping learners with knowledge and skills for addressing local as well as global challenges. Addressing the inaugural function, former President Kovind talked about the national education policy brought under the BJP-ruled center and how it can lead the way forward for higher education in this country.
The theme of this conference, as we all know, Transformative Higher Education for 𝗡𝗢𝗡𝗔𝗬𝗔 Bharat, reflects the spirit of the National Education Policy 2020. I appreciate AIU for choosing this theme, and I am sure that the association is going to be working hard on realizing the vision behind this theme. I felt especially happy to see the National Education Policy 2020 take off during my tenure. Ladies and gentlemen, I am happy to note that under the National Education Policy 2020, efforts are being made to encourage education in modern sciences based on Indian values with the aim to make our economy a knowledge superpower. Creating awareness among students about their duties in the changing world is also a major objective of the new approach to education. Our universities should try to make students capable citizens of the modern global community. There is also a need to give a special emphasis on the importance of public interest, morality, and ethics in the learning systems adopted by the universities.
And also speaking at the inaugural function was 𝗡𝗢𝗙𝗘, Chairman of the Economic Advisory Council of the Prime Minister. While addressing the event, 𝗡𝗢𝗙 provided a critique of the national education policy, saying that it does not provide an exit plan for certain higher educational institutions, which may face closure someday.
We talk about the National Education Policy 2020 and you will talk about it. Perhaps because it's a government document, it does not mention exit. It mentions exit for students exiting from one program to another, but I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about is the fact that the National Education Policy 2020 is about liberalization, is about competition, which is desirable, because competition imparts efficiency. Competition is beneficial to the consumer, in this particular case the student, but the point I'm making is, and I did not see a technical session on this, perhaps because it is undiplomatic, many of these institutions of higher education will have to close down, full stop. It has happened in every sector. It is bound to happen in this sector. So we need to think of an exit policy for institutions of higher education, an exit policy for the faculty, an exit policy for the infrastructure.
Meanwhile, we have reactions on the AIU National Conference and also on the topic of transformative higher education that the conferencing is deliberating on.
This সেশন আছিলে বিশেষকৈ তেওঁলোকে ফোকাস কৰিছে আত্মনিৰ্ভৰশীল ভাৰতবৰ্ষ গঢ় দিয়াৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত আমাৰ উচ্চ শিক্ষাৰ অনুষ্ঠানসমূহে কেনেকুৱা বৰঙণি আগবঢ়াব ইয়াক লৈ আজি যি অনুষ্ঠান হ'ল ইয়াৰ মাননীয় প্ৰাক্তন ৰাষ্ট্ৰপতিগৰাকীয়ে বহু মূল্যৱান পৰামৰ্শ আগবঢ়াইছে আৰু আমাৰ এছ'চিয়েশ্যন অফ ইণ্ডিয়ান ইউনিভাৰ্চিটি তেওঁলোকৰো কাৰ্যক্ৰমণিকা আমি জানিব বিচাৰিছোঁ আৰু মই ভাবোঁ ইয়াৰ যিটো আউটকাম হ'ব এই আউটকামটোৱে NEP হায়াৰ এডুকেশ্যনত ইমপ্লিমেণ্ট কৰাৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত আমাক যথেষ্ট সহায় কৰিব।
What are your impressions about this event? How important is it?
Well, I mean, I have been going to the AIU general meetings for a long time, but I think this is perhaps one of the best organized, and not in terms only of warm hospitality and things like that, but in terms of attendance. There are about 300 Vice Chancellors from all over the country have come, which is rare. Transformative education is a notion which needs to be deliberated and debated in a very diversified manner. Unless we transform education, the Indian society cannot be transformed. And we need to have a very vibrant civil society. And a vibrant civil society is the hallmark of democracy. For that, education system needs to be developed in such a way that we create inclusive citizens. We create citizens who can interrogate, who can think of themselves.
Agenda Association of Indian University have taken that you have written this Transformative Higher Education for Atimanirbhar Bharat. Under this theme, we have various technical sessions, and all statutory bodies, top people have come already. The universities like JNU, all Jadavpur University, all old institutions, they have participated. And this is one of the platform you can say that all central universities, direct IITs, NITs, Central Research Institute, Agriculture Institute, Central University, State University, Private University, all have joined together. And so it is a cross-sectional ideas will evolve, and then it can facilitate the implementation of the new education policy. And this is a very interesting session now it is going on with the statutory heads of various bodies, where the chairman of the Association of Indian University is chairing this particular session. So you see, until unless there is no brainstorming session among the stakeholders, you cannot expect the genuine outcome.
The way of delivery of teaching, learning has to be transformed so that the students learn how to question. We are not allowing now in our present system, the students should ask the questions, starting from school to higher education. And until unless they learn how to make the questions, they will not learn to find the solutions. So to find the solutions of the society, to find the solutions and adding the values to the present system will bring new innovations. And therefore, new ideas will create the incubators. And through incubators, we'll go for a new business, new startup. And therefore, it gives more opportunities to educational institutions to bring more autonomy, academic autonomy.
Australia and India are great partners in higher education. We have long-standing relationships. Our universities collaborate deeply in research, in teaching and in skilling. So we've got a very long-term relationship. It's a relationship of mutual interest, benefit and trust. So our interest in being here today and my role is really around increasing international collaborations between Australia and India. And that just doesn't mean international students going to Australia. It means about proper collaboration with win-win. Australia and India have concluded a mutual recognition agreement in qualifications. It's one of the most ambitious both countries have signed. I'm telling you all these things because, Australia is a partner for India in its ambitions for growing as a global destination for higher education. Our universities educate a lot of young Indians, and they are doing that here in India as well in partnership with good Indian universities, many of whom are represented here today at this conference. It's really important to have these discussions, to share experiences, practices and policies, and having international perspectives is really useful for internationalisation of education, because when all is said and done, internationalising education benefits the student.